All right. Sending data. Sending data. Sending data. All right, we're connected. We are connected. I'm going to reset this so I know we're reconnected. And I'm going to reset this over here. All right, so part 2, 45 party. 45 party has commenced. That quick, we're back. I need about 5 people to definitely let me know you're watching before I go any further, okay? Y'all let me know when you're watching, because there's about 10 of y'all that's essential to the success of this stream. The people that's been buying these for the last couple hours. When I know y'all are back on, we're good to go. I'm going to check a couple boxes. I'm going to go up here and grab a snack right quick. I didn't expect to go into extended coverage, but yet here we are. You never know about me on these late night shindigs. Some of these late night shindigs, I get kind of crazy. These claims keep rolling in. I keep rolling in. I'm going to try to grab a couple bites of chips. I got some chips and dip up here right quick. Get my brain a-rolling. I'm pretty famished. I don't really have any food planned either. I should have muted my mic. I apologize. I'm sure that doesn't sound too pleasant. Sometimes I think my mic disconnects up front, but then I realize it doesn't. So, all right. Here we go. Y'all ready? Let's start a new pile so we know we started a new show. I love this song here by Judy Collins. This is Judy Collins, Both Sides Now, 45 till the break of dawn. Well, at least for another half hour, or maybe we'll see. Judy Collins, Both Sides Now. Joe South, Gains People Play. This is Baltimore, Tarzan Boy. Clyde McFather, A Lover's Question. Little River Band, Cool Change. Nancy Sinatra, These Boots Are Made for Walking. And that's just what they'll do. And then we have Sheryl Crow. I'm gonna be a wheel someday. And if it makes you happy, Sheryl Crow. I Got You, Babe, Sonny and Cher. And Don Williams, Lay Down Beside Me, and I Would Like to See You Again. Those are all $6.99 there. How much, Chad? $6.99. You've got to be kidding me. I'm not kidding you. These are just $6.99. That was Don Williams, Lay Down Beside Me, Sonny and Cher, I Got You, Babe. Sheryl Crow, I'm going to be a wheel someday. These Boots Are Made for Walking. Little River Band, Cool Change. Clyde McFadden, Lover's Question. Baltimore, Tarzan Boy, Joe South, and Judy Collins. Both Sides Now. All right, it's time to go ahead and put up another Elvis single too. So the next Elvis single is going to be this really nice one here. Fame and Fortune and Stuck on You. And that's going to go up for a $10 start, okay? $10 start on that. Moving right along. More $6.99.45 action coming your way. The first one I have is Miko doing Raiders of the March. Oh, hold on a second. Miko doing Raiders of the March. Billy Preston, God Loves You. Sam Cooke, Ain't That Good News. That's a good one. Charles Randolph, Green Sound. Yeah, Quentin's theme from Dark Shadows. Quentin's theme from Dark Shadows. Johnny Tilliston, Tommy Jones. The Seekers, I'll Never Find Another You. I like that one. Great guitar on that one. Cliff Richard, Dreaming. Andrisi Brothers, Slow Dancing. And Charlene, I've Never Been to Me, Motown, UK disco single. Carpenter, Sandy. Kiss. Beth is the A-side, so the reissue. Beth, and then we have Buzzcocks, and that was The Way. $6.99. Dun da dun da dun da dun da 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 dun da 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 da. Da 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 da. Elvis is at 12, going twice, going 3 times. Still got Buzzcocks. I got Kiss. I got Carpenters. I got Charlene, the Adristi Brothers, Cliff Richard, the Seekers, Johnny Tilliston, Charles Randolph, Sam Cooke, Billy Preston, and Miko. I'm still trying to figure out Wolverine CH. CH. Cliff Richard. Charlene? Was it Charlene Wolverine? I bet it was. Carpenters, Kiss, and Buzzcocks. I can tell it's late, and I can tell everybody's not got back on because a Buzzcocks single and a Beth and a Kiss single is available for $6.99. That would have been grabbed by 30 people if I would have showed that on a Monday night at 9 o'clock. There'd been like 30 people lined up trying to buy that. Elvis, Tutti Frutti. Those people right now are unfortunately asleep and not watching. Sawyer Brown, I Don't Believe in Goodbye. Dolly, Save the Last Dance for Me. Billy Joe Allentown. The Beach Boys, Surfing USA. Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. Jethro Tull, that's a promo. The Whistler from Songs from the Wood. That's a good one. Supremes, Everybody's Got the Right to Love. Wild Thing, The Trogs. John Williams, Close Encounter from the Third Kind. That's cool. The Beatles, Yesterday and Act Naturally. And Bridge Over Troubled Water, the original Columbia single there. $6.99. What was the Johnny Tilliston? The Johnny Tilliston was a promo of Tommy Jones. It's a double-sided promo, Tommy Jones. Carla Breckie says, well, heck, I better go ahead and buy that Kiss then. That's sold to Carla Breckie for $6.99. And then moving on, we got Simon & Garfunkel sold to Wolverine. We got the Beatles. We got John Williams. We got the Trogs sold to Wolverine. The Supremes sold to Wolverine. And Michael Jackson sold to Wolverine. So we still got Jethro Tull, John Williams, the Beatles, the Beach Boys, Billy Joe, Dolly Parton, Sawyer Brown, and Elvis Presley. Tutti Frutti, and this Elvis is sold for $12, and that's sold to Wolverine. Okay? Over here. First thing is this, $6.99. I have the following. The Serendipity Singers. The Serendipity Singers, Don't Let the Rain Come Down. Loretta Lynn, Breaking It. Bob Dylan, Lily of the West. Sawyer Brown, Leona. Boz Scaggs, You Can Have Me Anytime. Alabama, Roll On 18-Wheeler. Lefty Frizzell, Saginaw, Michigan. Frankie Lyman, Why Do Fools Fall in Love on G. Journey, Don't Stop Believing. Bruce Springsteen, Prove It All Night. We have Paper Lace, The Night Chicago Died. The Paris Sisters, I Know How You Love Me. And Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do With It? Got to Do With It. Jethro Tull is officially sold. And that was the Whistler, right? You want the Whistler promo, is that right, Wolverine, JT, or Johnny Tilliston? I bet he wanted Johnny Tilliston, the one he asked about, okay? Wouldn't surprise me there. And then over here, we got Wolverine on FL. And FL was for, give me 1 second, FL was for Frankie Lyman, yep. And then Carla Breckie on Alabama, Roll On 18-Wheeler, yep. And then Carla Breckie on J for Journey. Don't Stop Believing. Tina Turner, Paris Sisters, Paper Lace, Bruce Springsteen, Lefty Frizzell, Boz Scaggs, Sawyer Brown, Bob Dylan, Loretta Lynn, and Serendipity Singers. Okay, moving along. Do I dare put up another Elvis single? Let's do it. Let's do Elvis, One Night and I Got Stung. Doesn't look too bad at all. One Night and I Got Stung. VG Plus or better. $10 star. Whoa. Elvis has left the crate. Probably not the best place I've been putting those. He's okay. He is A-okay. He's a tough guy. Let's put him right there. I put him too close to the edge. All right. Moving along. I want to fly like an eagle. Steve Miller Band. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and When I Die, and Sometimes in Winter. Willie Nelson, The Highway, from A Horse Called Music. Southwind, Ready to Ride. We have Billy and the Boingers, You Stink, But I Love You. Five Stair Steps and QB, Something's Missing. Lion Eyes, The Eagles. The Magnificent Men, Stormy Weather, promo. We have The Entertainer, music from The Sting. George Burns, How to Live to Be 100. And Rick Nelson and Stone Canyon Band, Garden Party. This is Four Preps, Big Man. Gene Vincent, Lot of Lovin'. The Yardbirds, Over, Under, Sideways, Down. Willie Nelson, Always on My Mind. And Golden Earring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Those are all $6.99 there. How much, Chad? $6.99. Whoa. Yep, we got Golden Earring. We got Willie Nelson. We got the Yardbirds. We got Gene Vincent, the Four Preps. The Yardbirds is sold to Wolverine for $6.99. And then we have Rick Nelson, George Burns, music from The Sting, Magnificent Men, The Eagles, Joe Sontag on Billy. Hold on a minute. Let me read through these again. We got Steve Miller, Fly Like... I did too many. Steve Miller, Fly Like an Eagle. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, When I Die. Willie Nelson, The Highway. Southwind, Ready to Die. Billy and the Boingers. Is that what you was talking about, Joe Sontag? The Flexi Disc? If so, let me know. And then Five Stair Steps, The Eagles, Magnificent Ben, music from The Stings, George Burns, so did Joe Sontag. Rick Nelson, Four Preps. Gene Vincent, Lot of Lovin'. And that's a foreign label? What's going on with Gene Vincent here? German? I think it's German, yeah. Definitely foreign capital label. Willie Nelson, Golden Earring. All right. And then Billy and the Boingers is sold to Joe Sontag. Okay, Flexi Disc there. Let's keep going. I'm not going to try to do as many that time. If I do too many, it kind of gets brain jammed. All right. The Friends of Distinction promo. Now is the time. Take Me Home. Country Roads. Tommy Boyce, Sunday, the day before Monday. Of course, that was John Denver. This is Tommy Boyce. Tommy Boyce and Hart, Let Us Vote. Cat Stevens was Dog a Donut. Elton John, Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. Steve Miller, Your Cash Ain't Nothing But Trash. And a great one here. Come On, Take the Money and Run. Steve Miller Band. Do, do, do. Come on, take the money and run. Billy Mack is a detective down in Texas. You knows he's exactly what the facts is. Steve Miller, Elton John, Cat Stevens, Tommy Boyce, John Denver, so to Wolverine, and then Susie Breedlove. He makes his living off of the people's taxes. He ain't gonna let those two escape justice. Yaz, Only You. Ben Colder, There Goes My Everything. Them, Here Comes the Night. Hiroshima, Another Place. Bobby Lewis, Tossing and Turning. The Unicorn by the Irish Rovers. What's on My Mind, Kansas. Another Boyce and Hart. Goodbye, Baby. I Don't Want to See You Cry. Those are all $6.99. Take Me Home. Country Roads. To a Place. Bobby Hart, Kansas. Irish Rovers. Bobby Lewis, so to Wolverine. Hiroshima. Them, so to Wolverine. Ben Colder. And Yaz, Only You. All right. And then no one bid on Elvis. $10 buy it now. One of the first picture sleeves, I would think, that hadn't got a bid. $10 buy it now on that. Everybody's crazy about a sharp dress, man. The System. Rock and Roll Me Again. Roger Miller, Engine Number 9, UK Phillips in the sleeve. Billy Ed Wheeler, Hillbilly Bossa Nova. Desert Moon, Dennis DeYoung. Dan Seals, Nothing Left to Do But Cry. Little Anthony and the Imperials, My Empty Room. The Blow Monkeys, Doing Your Scene. Sergeant Barry Sadler, Ballad of the Green Beret. Bing Crosby, When Irish Eyes Are Smiling. Bing Crosby, Mac Monera's Band. Huey Smith, Popeye. And Phantom Planet, The Happy Ending and Clockwork. If you're watching this and you're one of the 30 people on here, it is 3:34 a.m. and we are We are live, and we're selling 45s for about another moment or two. As long as I think it's a good time to stop. So we have Phantom Planet, Huey Smith, Bing Crosby, Sergeant Barry, Blow Monkeys, Little Anthony, Soda Wolverine, and we had, what was the only one? So BL Wolverine, was that from the last stack? Them, Little Anthony. What was BL? Was that Bobby Lewis? I've already pulled that, right? Yeah, it was this one. System, Roger Miller. Yeah, John has pre-sorted these. He's put all the A side up first. Now, sometimes they may get mixed. Some of the 90s stuff, like that Sheryl Crow earlier, I didn't know really what was the A side, but yeah, John's got he's got them turned where I can pick them up pretty fast and know what side is the A side. And I try to keep them in order. Every once in a while, they fall over and get mixed up, but, and plus, about 7 out of 10, about 7 or 8 out of 10, I know the hit song. There's not many I've read through tonight I don't know what the hit song is. Some of them I don't. And, of course, some of them are like album cut promos, sort of, but most of the time I know the hit song on them. I'd say about every 10 I lay down, there's 2 to 3 I don't know. The rest of them I know about most of these. Loverboy, Lucky Ones, White Label promo. Huey Lewis in the News, Hope You Say You Love Me Like You Say You Do. The Fix, Saved by Zero. That's a good one. That's a double-sided promo. Joe Cocker, I Broke Down. Gordon Lightfoot, Sundown, one of his biggest hits. Barbara's Mellow Blow. That's a promo. The Chambers Brothers, The Time Has Come, a classic. Lena Horne from The Wiz, I'm The Wiz and Nobody Can Beat Me. The Moonglows, When I'm With You, and Shaboom by the Shabooms. And these are all $6.99. How much are these, Chad? $6.99. You've got to be joking. I'm not joking. Shabooms, the Moonglows, Lena Horne, the Chambers Brothers, Barbara's, Gordon Lightfoot, Joe Cocker, The Fix, Huey Lewis, and Loverboy. Loverboy is sold to Carla Brecky. All right, moving right along. Moving right along. Here comes the next handful. We got the Pipkins doing Gimme That Ding. Ray Anthony, The Hokey Pokey, Brass in Pocket by the Pretenders. I've got Brass in Pocket. Early in the Morning, Robert Palmer, Al Green, Let's Get Married, and Sha-La-La, Make Me Happy. That's a double-sided hit. The Showmen, It Will Stand, The Eighth Day, It's Not Just Another Woman, The Dillards, Rainmaker. Chairman of the Board, You've Got Extra Added Power to Your Love, and Paul Revere, Let Me, and Earl Thomas Conley and Anita Pointer, Too Many Times. Okay, now that's the conclusion of that box. Now, I didn't get y'all on here to keep you for just 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and start into another box. If we finish it, great. If we get halfway through it, then we know what we got to do tomorrow, okay? So these are all $6.99, and we're about to start a new box. We got Earl Thomas Conley. We got Paul Revere, Chairman of the Board, The Dillards, The Eighth Day, The Showman, Al Green, Robert Palmer, The Pretenders, Ray Anthony, and The Pipkins. And I got to find CH for Wolverine. CH for Wolverine. Wolverine was chairman of the board, right? Yep. There was 2. There was 1. There was another one on Invictus, but I bet he wanted chairman of the board. All right, done. And let's go underneath my table here and see what's next. But yeah, John does a great job pre-sorting all these. He matches them up in company sleeves. So today he priced 5 crates and managed to get all these matched in the company sleeves. I mean, he can't match all of them, but what we do is we go through box after box, and we keep company sleeves. So all these, if you notice, they're in a correct or matched. They're either in the original or John has took time to match it to a correct company inner sleeve. And that's a big deal because if these were just loose, they might not be too appealing. But the fact that they're all nice and checked and they're in company sleeves, I like it. So, Scorpions, No One Like You. Bob Dylan, Hurricane. Time Won't Let Me, The Outsiders. Those are all, we're in a hits box. Oh my gosh, Kind of a Drag, The Buckinghams. You Make Lovin' Fun and Go Dust Woman. Ballroom Blitz. The Longest Time, Billy Joe. Better Your Heart Than Mine, Trisha Yearwood. Boom. Just all these, $6.99. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, next thing over here is Susie wanted something called Show. Did I get the Showman? The Showman. Showman. Did I get the Showman? Okay, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Susie. I have no clue what you're talking about. Yes, I do know what you're talking about. You're wanting this right here. Okay? The Showman. That is sold to Susie Breedlove. Okay? Carla Brecky got the Scorpions. Wolverine got the Buckinghams, which is kind of a drag. Wolverine on the Outsiders. Time Won't Let Me, another classic. And Danny on GDW. And that was for... GDW was for... So we have Trisha Yearwood, Better Your Heart Than Mine, Billy Joe, Longest Time, Sweet Ballroom Blitz, You Make Love and Fun, Goldust Woman. Okay? That's so to Danny, and Bob Dylan Hurricane. Carla was first on the Scorpions. Carla was, in fact, first on the Scorpions. All right, let's keep these continuing. This could be a great box. This could be a great one. The Jacksons, Blame It on the Boogie. Convoy, C.W. McCall. Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Crazy, Patsy Cline. Gracious. You Wear It Well. That's a good one by Rod Stewart. Miko, Ewok Celebration. And that is, of course, from Miko's turn on the Star Wars. Missing Persons, Windows, Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart. I wonder what she's doing tonight. Yep, and let's stop at the Yardbirds. I'm a Man, and Still I'm Sad. The Yardbirds. Wow. $6.99 on all these. And every one of these had a correct or matched company sleeve. So we had Yardbirds, we had Boyce and Hart, we had Missing Persons, we had Miko, Rod Stewart, So to Wolverine, Patsy Cline, So to Wolverine, Bonnie Tyler, Convoy, and the Jacksons. And he also got the Yardbirds. So that left the Jacksons, that left C.W. McCall, that left Bonnie Tyler, Miko, Missing Persons, and Boyce and Hart. I wonder what she's doing tonight. Y'all got somebody on your mind tonight? Well, just forget about them and buy some records. We have Jimmy Buffett, Manana, Jimmy Buffett. I can't say that right now. Journey, When the Lights Go Down. Don't You Want Me, Baby, The Human League. Neil Diamond, Play Me. Toto, Rosanna, I Gotta Keep On Loving You. REO Speedwagon. The King, Switching to the Glide. The Judds, Why Don't You Believe Me? And Alabama, Fire on Fire and Jukebox in My Mind. Alabama. I'm going to go back to Greenbow, Alabama. First thing in here, we had Carla on K, Neil Diamond to Wolverine, and Carla on J. So Alabama, the Judds, the Kings, REO, Toto, Neil Diamond, Human League, Journey, and Jimmy Buffett. Carla put K first, and I think she meant J for either Jimmy Buffett or Journey. Carla, let me know. And then definitely Neil Diamond to Wolverine. And that left Human League, Toto, REO Speedwagon, the Kings, the Judds, and Alabama. Okay? Grog, you need to get on these hit singles, man. See, I'm naming off these songs, and Grog's like, my gosh, I'm going to become a 45 collector. I better not go anywhere. You let me know what your K and J was for, Carla, specifically, okay? And she just wants J for Journey, okay? That's When the Lights Go Down. Next is Greg Lake, C'est La Vie from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Alabama, another one, G-Box in My Mind. John Anderson, Honky Tonk Crowd, another Honky Tonk Crowd. Help Me Rhonda, Help Me Get You Out of My... Beach Boys, Who's Gonna Drive You Home Tonight? The Cars, and Hello, Hello Again. John Anderson, Eye of a Hurricane. Michael Jackson, Get on the Floor, and She's Out of My Life. Texas by Willie, Waylon, Johnny, and Chris. Y'all may know them as the Highwayman from Highwayman 2. Another one, and this one is another copy. And then Santana, Winning. The Highwayman 2 in there. Wow. That's not easy to get it all on vinyl, as far as an LP. So, first of all, we got Santana. We got the Highwayman. We got 2 copies. We got Michael Jackson. We got John Anderson. We got the Cars. We got the Beach Boys. Another John Anderson. Alabama, and Greg Lake. Now, Carla put TC. And TC, Carla, let's see, Greg Lake, Alabama, Beach Boys, Cars. Could be for the Cars, but I bet, or she could be for, sorry, my brain is not working as well as it did 5 hours ago. It was for the Cars, okay. The Cars, that is sold to Carla Brecky. So, Danny, on John Anderson, there's 2 copies of Honky Tonk Crowd, and it could have, if I could have my way, okay. And then I've got Eye of a Hurricane, and it's all over now. Your dibs on both of those, and unless you want both of them, I'm going to give you this minty copy of Highwayman 2, okay, Texas, and the flip on that one was Born and Raised in Black and White. Unless you want both, I'm going to give you one of them. And then you got dibs on 2 different John Andersons. There's 3 totals. All right, moving right along. Glenn Campbell, I Remember You, Charlie Rich, The Most Beautiful Girl, as featured in Seinfeld. Lyle Lovett, Stand By Your Man. Eric Clapton, Bell Bottom Blues. Wheelie and the Hand Jive, promo Clapton. Autograph, Blondes and Black Cars, and Built for Speed. Queen, Flash, Ha Ha. Toto, Gorgy Porgy. Knock, Knock, Knocking on Heaven's Door, Bob Dylan, the original. David Bowie, Golden Years. Go. Sister Christian, Night Ranger. Okay. First thing is, we had Sister Christian, David Bowie, Bob Dylan, Toto, Queen, Autograph, Clapton, Lyle Lovett, Charlie Rich. So to Mega Blast, Wolverine was second. Wolverine, though, first on David Bowie. And then Carla Brecky on Night Ranger, Sister Christian. And then everything except one of the John Anderson doubles. Okay? So I got you down for one Highwayman. I got you down for one John Anderson. I got you down for the other John Anderson, but not for the John Anderson duplicate. Got it. Here we go. Moving on. We got Mac the Knife by Bobby Darin, Atco. Staple Singers, Respect Yourself. Johnny Cash, If I Were a Carpenter. Johnny Cash, See Ruby Fall. David Allan Coe, Mona Lisa, Loester Smile. Lynn Anderson, Rose Garden. Jive Talkin' by the Bee Gees. Promo, Smokey, Living Next Door to Alice. And Ricky Skaggs, San Antonio Rose. How much are these? These are just $6.99. You've got to be kidding me, Chad. I am, in fact, not kidding you. These are all $6.99. So Mega Blast was first on Johnny Cash. So you got See Ruby Fall, or you can have If I Were a Carpenter, or you can have both. Next is Eric Van Leuven on Staple Singers. That is sold to Eric Van Leuven. And next is Wolverine on BD. And BD was for Bob Darin. And then also you were second on Staple Singers. You were second on Johnny Cash. L.A., you're first on Lynn Anderson. Danny wants both. Okay, I had a feeling that's what you was about to say. He wanted the other Highwayman too, okay? The other Willie Whalen. Okay, so he got both Highwayman. Wolverine got Bee Gees. Danny Thomason on David Allan Coe. Wolverine got Bee Gees. Danny got David Allan Coe. And over here, Mega Blast wants If I Were a Carpenter. So next in line on Johnny Cash is Wolverine. Johnny Cash, See Ruby Fall, and Blistered. If you want that one, Wolverine, it's yours. Let me lay it over here in pending, actually. And I left Ricky Skaggs and Smokey, the only 2 that didn't get claimed there. So let's move on. Here we go. First thing, it is on the RC Gold Series, and it's a double-sided hit. It's Don't You Want Somebody to Love and White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane. Deliver the Word by War. Keith Whitley, Lucky Dog. Do the Mash, The Monster Mash. Solomon by Neil Diamond, or however you say that. Devil with a Blue Dress On, Mitch Ryder. Wooly Bully, that's a reissue series, but nice, and Little Red Riding Hood. And Tommy James, Kingston Highway, and Love Song. Okay, those are all $6.99. So we have Johnny Cash is sold to Wolverine. We got the Monster Mash sold to Wolverine. Jefferson Airplane sold to Danny Thomason. Neil Diamond sold to Wolverine. Keith Whitley sold to Danny Thomason. The flip on that one, oh my gosh. Don't Close Your Eyes. See, that one wasn't the right way. That was the hit song, Don't Close Your Eyes. Oh my gosh, Danny got that one. Kingston Highway still available, and Love Song, Woolly Bully, Mitch Ryder, and Deliver the Word. What's the flip on War? Gypsy Man, okay? All right, moving right along. $6.99. Born to Be Wild, and that is Steppenwolf, and Magic Carpet Ride. Wow, that's a good one. Back to back there, we have Leslie Gore, Maybe I Know, and Wonder Boy. George Strait, Full Hearted Memory, and The Still of the Night. Vince Gill, Oklahoma Song, and we have Dwight Yoakam, It Won't Hurt. Aaron Neville, Tell It Like It Is. That's a good one. And then Sam the Sham, The Hair on My Chinny Chin Chin, and Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Lucerita Mac Evil, and that's a double-sided promo. And yes, we are still live for those testing your chat. Probably people's like, wait a minute, is it almost 4 a.m. Eastern time and Chad is still on here selling records? You better believe it. It's Friday night at Coletco. Anything could happen. So first thing is the following. Wolverine on LG, and that was for Leslie Gore. Danny got Steppenwolf. Danny also got George Strait. And we also have Wolverine on AN for Aaron Neville, Tell It Like It Is. That's a good one. So we still got Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Sam the Sham, Dwight Yoakam, It Won't Hurt. The flip was Bury Me, and that's a duet with Maria McKee. And then Vince Gill, Oklahoma Swing, and We Could Have Been, and that's from 1989, Vince Gill. All right, moving right along. Next handful. These are all $6.99. I have Bobby Sherman, Julie, Do You Love Me? The Buffalo Springfield, Stop, Hey, What's That Sound? And Rock and Roll Woman. That's one of my favorite songs by them. Michael Bolton, Love Is a Wonderful Thing. Bobby Darin, Splish Splash. Michael Bolton, Fighting for My Life. Toto, Gorgy Porgy. George Strait, Her Goodbye, Hit Me in the Heart. And If You're Thinking You Want a Stranger. And George Strait, All My Exes Live in Texas. Bob B. Sox, Zippity Doodah. And Phil Collins, Do You Remember? And I Wish It Would Rain Down, Phil Collins. $6.99. $6.99. So that left Phil Collins, Bob B. Sox, George Strait, Toto, Michael Bolton, Bobby Darin, Michael Bolton, Buffalo Springfield, and Bobby Sherman. Wolverine wants BBS, and that was Bob B. Sox. So to Wolverine on Phillies Records label. All right, next handful coming at you right now. We got Phil Collins, A Groovy Kind of Love, and that's from Buster. Another copy, 2 copies. Fleetwood Mac, Save Me. That's from their 1990 album, and that is available. So is Neil Diamond, Forever in Blue Jeans. Glenn Campbell, Galveston. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, and Danny got George Strait. Almost skipped that. Danny got George Strait. Sorry, some of y'all's comments are getting bleed into the last line item. So Danny got both George Straits. Hold on a second. Almost gave you a Phil Collins. I bet Danny don't want a Phil Collins. He wants George Strait. So did Danny, so did Danny. Okay, and then Atlanta Rhythm section Spooky, and Radio, you can't change that. Danny, I got you down for both George Strait. So GS, Bobsy Sox, both. Okay. And then Neil Diamond sold to Wolverine. Glenn Campbell sold to Wolverine. And that left the following. Radio, Atlanta Rhythm section, Fleetwood Mac, Phil Collins, and 2 copies of that Phil Collins. So here we go. We got Steve Miller Band, Abracadabra. Love and Spoonful, Did You Ever Have to Make Up Your Mind? Leroy Van Dyke, Walk On By. Samantha Sang, You Keep Me Dancing. Confunction, F Fun. Confunction, Too Tight. The Manhattan Transfer, Route 66. Bar-Kays, Loving You Is My Occupation. And Dr. Hook, If Not You. Almost said If Not For You, not the Bob Dylan, George Harrison song. So that left Dr. Hook, Bar-Kays, Manhattan Transfer, Confunction, Samantha Sang, Leroy Van Dyke, Love and Spoonful, and Steve Miller Band. Wolverine on LBS. LBS was for LBS. He meant LVD, right? Leroy Van Dyke is the only one out of there. Leroy Van Dyke to Wolverine. Got it? Okay. And then we have Dr. Hook, Sexy Energy. Dr. Hook, A Little Bit More. Mink DeVille, River of Tears. Detroit Emeralds, Feel the Need. Chase, Midnight Express. Randy Brown, You Says It All. You Says It All, Randy Brown. And Dreesy Brothers, Never My Love. And Bar-Kays, Are You Being Real? Bar-Kays, Adrisi Brothers, Rudy Brown, Chase, Detroit Emeralds, Mink DeVille, Dr. Hook, and Dr. Hook. I've always been curious at 3 a.m. who would still be watching. Now I know. Manhattan Transfer, Twilight Zone, Roy A's, Hey Huh, What You Say Come On, Taka Boom, Night Dancing, 10cc, Good Morning Judge, Irene Cara Fame, Spinners, The Rubber Band Man, Sneaker, More Than Just the Two of Us, Patsy Cline promo, A Stranger in My Arms on the pink label, Neil Diamond, Diamond Girls, Foxy Get Off, Louisiana's LaRue, New Orleans Ladies, and the Imperial March. That is real Star Wars there. The Imperial March, Darth Vader's theme, and the Battle in the Snow, London Symphony Orchestra. Okay, let me pause right there. Patsy Cline, as I expected, is sold to Wolverine. Patsy Cline, sold to Wolverine. And Chuck Haley, third. Louisiana's LaRue, Foxy, Neil Diamond, Sneaker, Spinners, Louisiana LaRue, sold to Danny. And then Irene Cara, 10cc, Night Dancing, and Roy Ayers, and Manhattan Transfer. Regina just woke up. How did you just wake up? You was buying Elvis records an hour ago. Did you fall asleep? Idris Muhammad, Turn This Mother Out. Love Unlimited, theme from King Kong. Theme from King Kong. Cheryl Lynn, Star Love. Lulu, If I Were You. Carrie, I Gotta Keep Dancing. Soul Train Gang, All of My Love. Mother's Finest, Somebody to Love. T-Connection, Mother's Love. And Linda Ronstadt, Mr. Radio. We've hit a lot of 70s R&B type stuff, soul and funk kind of right in here. And we've got one more handful in this box. Linda Ronstadt, T-Connection, Mother's Finest, Soul Train Gang, Carrie, Lulu, Cheryl Lynn, Love Unlimited, and Idris Muhammad, sold to Wolverine. Idris Muhammad, sold to Wolverine. I think that was the only claim out of that stack. If not, let me know. And then here's the last 3 or 4, and I'm going to go ahead and raid a few more from a new box. Eddie Bunny, Maybe I'm a Fool. Johnny Taylor, I Believe in You, You Believe in Me, from Stax. Ring of Fire, wow. Early orange label there. We have Doctor and the Medics, Laughing at the Pieces. George Benson, Give Me the Night. And theme song from Which Way Is Up, Stargard. Stargard. Johnny Cash is sold to John Durden. And Wolverine on Johnny Taylor. Wolverine next on Johnny Cash. I fell into All right, so theme from Which Way Is Up. Give Me the Night. Laughing at the Pieces. And Eddie Money. What's the flip on Eddie? Live for the Taking. Danny next on Cash. Chuck Haley third. All right, let's knock out a few more. My pile here, I'd like to get to about one more good pile. Days, here you go again. You say you want your freedom. But who am I to bring you down? Lee Hazelwood, The Performer. Johnny Lee, Waiting on Ice. Waylon Jennings, Bob Wills is Still the King. Waylon Jennings, Green River. Ricky Skaggs, I Don't Care, promo. Charlie Rich, Since I Fell for You. Charlie Rich, The Most Beautiful Girl. Charlie Rich, Easy Look. Waylon Jennings, Are You Ready for the Country? These are all $6.99. $6.99. So I've got Waylon Jennings, Are You Ready for the Country? Charlie Rich, Easy Look. I got Charlie Rich, The Most Beautiful Girl. Charlie Rich, Since I Fell for You. And then Ricky Skaggs, I Don't Care. And then I got Waylon Jennings, Green River promo. Waylon Jennings, Bob Wills Is Still the King. All three of those are to John Durden, then Danny, and then Johnny Lee and Lee Hazelwood. So let me figure out. Wolverine maybe was next. The Charlie Riches are Since I Fell for You promo, The Most Beautiful Girl, and Easy Look promo. And then you've got dibs on 3 Waylons. And that leaves Johnny Lee, Ricky Skaggs, and Lee Hazelwood. Okay? And he wants Waylon. He wants Bob Wills Is Still the King. So, Danny, that leaves Green River and Silver Ribbons promo and Are You Ready for the Country and So Good Woman, Danny, if you want those. Okay? And then Charlie Rich is pending next to Wolverine. Yeah, Wolverine. And then Troy Robinson wants The Most Beautiful Girl. Okay? And the other 2 Charlie Rich are still available. Next, $6.99. I have Sonny James, Is It Wrong for Loving You? Waylon Jennings, Looking for a Feeling. Ray Parker Jr., Ghostbusters. Jerry Lee Lewis, Another Place, Another Time. Pointer Sisters, I'm So Excited. Peggy Lee Fever. Jerry Lee Lewis, I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. Jerry Lee Lewis, Why You Been Gone So Long? The Jacksons Lonely One promo. Okay? $6.99. All right? So Waylon Jennings sold to Danny Thomason. Waylon Jennings sold to Danny Thomason. Claim all future Waylons. Well, I can't let you do that, but hopefully you're watching and you're first whenever they pop up. Hopefully, Danny, you're watching whenever they pop up. You were first on this next one, too. And then Wolverine on Jerry Lee Lewis. So let me know, Wolverine, if you want. You've Been Gone So Long promo. I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry promo. Or Another Time, Another Place, Another Time promo. And then Peggy Lee sold to Wolverine. The Jacksons, Pointer Sisters, Ray Parker Jr., and Sonny James. Okay? And then next is Troy Robinson on the Jacksons. And that was sold to Troy Robinson. Okay? And Wolverine gets all Jerry Lee Lewis. Some people would like to do that. I'll claim all future Johnny Cash records. That's not a bad thing to ask, but hopefully you're first. If more pop up, I would have your thumbs ready. We have Rockin' Crickets, the Hot Toddies. This is the theme from Earthquake. Sheena Easton, Devil in a Fast Car. Vern Godson, Do You Believe Me Now? Little River Band, Happy Anniversary. Dreams, Fleetwood Mac. Roll with the Changes, REO Speedwagon. Nice, Bill Withers. Grandma's Hand, Sweet Wyoming. Those are great songs right there. Bill Withers. And let's pause right there. I'm going to show the Mavericks. I should have been true. $6.99. I should have been true. $6.99. Danny's putting random W's now. Now Danny's putting random W's. We got the Mavericks. We got Bill Withers, sold to Wolverine. REO Speedwagon, Fleetwood Mac, Little River Band, Vern Godson, Sheena Easton, Earthquake, and the Hot Toddies, Rockin' Crickets. Those are all still available for $6.99. All righty. Moving on. What's coming next? $6.99. Susie next on Bill Withers. Men at Work, Down Under. We got Hank Williams, Roly Poly promo. Steam, One Good Woman. Mike Love, Looking Back with Love. The Wilvin Brothers, Roll Muddy River promo. Ray Charles, Hit the Road Jack, Don't You Come Back. Clout, You've Got All of Me. Boogaloo Bryant, Wake Up Little Susie. And Webb Pierce, Someday. And that is a Yellow Label promo. A what, Chad? A Yellow Label promo. Okay, first thing we have is this. My mom just texted me. She said, hello, what are you doing? Selling records, Mom. Selling records, Mom. 2:49 a.m. Hello, what are you doing? And then she said, hello, are you out there? First thing is we got Carla Brecky on Men at Work. Okay, Carla Brecky on Men at Work. That was sold first to Carla Brecky. Danny commented another random W, hoping there was a Waylon. Wolverine on Ray Charles. That is sold to Wolverine. And then Danny on Hank Williams Sr. That is sold to you. And then you were second on Ray Charles. Chuck Haley first on Webb Pierce. And then I have Boodaloo Bryant, Clout, Wilburn Brothers, Mike Love, and Steen. Now, Mike Love was a member of the Beach Boys. Okay? You may have heard of them. Moving on. These are $6.99. How much, Shad? $6.99. Who's that lady? Sexy lady, the Isley Brothers. The Four Seasons, Big Man in Town. Neil Sedaka, I hope he breaks your heart. Annette, Promise Me Anything. Swinging Blue Jeans, the Hippie Hippie Shake. We got Kylie, All the Lovers, Picture Disc. Harry Chapin, Cats in the Cradle. John Hott, Down Home, Keep on Falling. Foreigner, You're as Cold as Ice. Tom Jones, Say You'll Say Until Tomorrow. Donna Summer, She Works Hard for Her Money. And Johnny Rivers, Mountain of Love. How much are these? $6.99. How many times have I said that tonight? Over here, we got Johnny Rivers, we got Donna Summer, we got Tom Jones, Foreigner. The flip side is Feels Like the Very First Time, double-sided hit. John Hott, Harry Chapin, Kylie, Swinging Blue Jeans, Annette, Neil Sedaka, Four Seasons. Okay, so Wolverine was first on Four Seasons. Wolverine first on Neil Sedaka. Carla Brecky on the Foreigner double hits. You're as Cold as Ice and Feels Like the Very First Time. Danny Thomas on Harry Chapin, Cats in the Cradle. Wolverine on JR. And JR was for Johnny Rivers. And John Sontag on the Kylie Minogue. Is that who that is? Picture Disc. That's so to Joe Sontag. So that left Donna Summer, Annette from Beach Party, Promise Me Anything, and Treat Him Nicely on Vista, in the Vista sleeve. Swinging Blue Jeans, John Hott, Tom Jones. And who's that lady? Sexy lady. And that's the Isley Brothers. Okay, moving on. The Five Dutones, Shake a Tail Feather, and Divorce Court. Shout, You Make Me Wanna. Shout, the Isley Brothers again. James Ingram, Yabmo B3 with Michael McDonald. Roseanne Cash, Oh Yes I Can. Against All Odds, Phil Collins. The Brotherhood of Man, Where Are You Going to, My Love. Gene Shepard and Ray Pillow, I'd Fight the World. Conway Twitty, Redneck and Love Making Night. Conway Twitty, Dragon Chains. The Mindbenders, You Don't Know About Love. Those are all $6.99. $6.99. So we got the Mindbenders, we got Conway Twitty, Gene Shepard, the Brotherhood of Man, Phil Collins, Roseanne Cash, James Ingram, Isley Brothers, and Five Dutones. I think Danny just commented a random W, hoping there would be a Waylon in there. No Waylon. But I do have the Dutones, the Isley Brothers, Roseanne, Phil Collins, Brotherhood of Man, Gene Shepard, Conway, and Wolverine. Mindbenders gets Wolverine, okay? Mindbenders on Wolverine. That's sold to him. Next handful coming at you right now. I have Brenda Lee, as usual. Little Anthony and the Imperials, Let the Sunshine In. The Shooters, You Just Can't Lose Them All. Steam, I'm Gonna Make You Love Me. Man Eater, Hall & Oates, Loverboy, Strike Zone. Georgie Fame, Get Away. 38 Special, 20th Century Fox. And we have Mad Cats, Woman's Got the Power of Me. Doug Supernaw, Red and Rio Grande. Doug Supernaw, State Fair. Those are all $6.99. How much? $6.99. So we had Doug Supernaw. We're looking for LA and GF. We had Mad Cats, 38 Special. Georgie Fame, so to Wolverine. We had Loverboy, Hall & Oates. We had Steam. We had the Shooters. We had Little Anthony, so to Wolverine. And Brenda Lee, as usual. And we're also looking for DS for Danny. DS for Danny was Doug Supernaw. Do you want Red and Rio Grande and 5 generations of Rock County Wilsons? Or do you want State Fair and He Went to Paris? Or do you want both of them? Doug Supernaw. Moving on for $6.99, we got Southern Pacific, A Girl Like Emmy Lou. Huey Lewis, Don't You Ever Tell Me That You Love Me. Julio Iglesias and Willie Nelson, To All the Girls That I've Loved Before. Aretha Franklin, Freeway of Love. Neil Diamond, Yesterday's Songs. Lonnie Donegan and his Skiffle Group, Does Your Chewing Gum Lose Its Flavor? Ricky Van Shelton, A Couple Good Years Left. Lynn Berry, It's a Crying Shame. Electric Indian, Kemosabe. Roachford, Line Again. And Bruce Springsteen, I'm on Fire. Danny Thomason wants both Doug Supernaw. So to Danny Thomason. I've got Bruce Springsteen, I'm on Fire. Roachford, Line Again. The Electric Indian, Kemosabe. Lynn Berry, It's a Crying Shame. Ricky Van Shelton. Lonnie Donegan. Jimmy Page related there. Neil Diamond, Aretha Franklin, Julio Iglesias, Huey Lewis, and Southern Pacific. Well, I was waiting for that Lonnie Donegan claim to come in. That's so to Wolverine. Thank you on that. Moving right along. Let's go ahead and knock out this Nat King Cole box set. Nat King Cole Penthouse Serenade. Nat King Cole at the piano. Marshall Tucker Band, Still Holding On. Billy Joe, My Life. Michael Martin Murphy, The Heart Never Lies. Jack Scott, My True Love. Doris Troy, Just One Look. Lonnie Donegan, that's the same record but a reissue. Blue Magic, Love Has Found Its Way to Me. Andrew Sisters, Boogie Woogie Boogle Boy. Glenn Miller, A String of Pearls. USA for Africa. 38 Special, Rock and Roll Strategy. And Love Strikes. Those are all $6.99. LB, that's not for Lonnie Donegan. That was for Lynn Berry, okay? So Lonnie Donegan's still available. That was LB for Lynn Berry. All right, let me find that. That was back here. That's so to Wolverine. Mega Blast on Nat King Cole. That's so to Mega Blast and Wolverine on BM. All right, so I still got 38 Special, USA for Africa, Glenn Miller, Andrew Sisters, Blue Magic, Lonnie Donegan, Doris Troy, Jack Scott, Michael Martin Murphy, Billy Joe, Marshall Tucker. Your BM claim was for... Your BM was Blue Magic, okay? Got it. Moving on. We have... Conway Twitty, Tight Fitting Jeans. No. Those go over here. No. Those go over there. We got Frida Payne, Band of Gold. 2 copies. Nice. Long, Cool Woman in a Black Dress. Ricky Van Shelton, Working Man's Blues. Al Green promo, Living for You. Hush, Deep Purple. Ricky Van Shelton, Sometimes I Cry in My Sleep. And Journey, Lovin', Touchin', Screezin'. Whew. All right, so we got Journey, we got Ricky Van Shelton, Deep Purple, Al Green, Ricky Van Shelton, Hollies, Frida Payne, and Conway Twitty. The first claim was Wolverine on D.O., but he meant FP for Frida Payne. Frida Payne sold. Eric Van Leuven on Al Green sold. Eric Van Leuven on Low, and Low was for something. You were second on Al Green. Wolverine on DP for Deep Purple. And then LCW, Long Cool Woman, that sold to Wolverine. Danny, you were next on Deep Purple. That left Conway, Frida Payne, Ricky Van Shelton, and Journey. Those are still available. Next thing over here, these are $6.99. George Jones and Tammy Wynette, We're Not the Jet Set. Roseanne Cash, Hold On. Roger Miller, Walking in the Sunshine. Taste of Honey, Herb Albert. Baja Marimba, Ghost Riders in the Sky. Carpenters, Top of the World. Chet Atkins, Yakety Yaks. The Mavericks, All That Heaven Will Allow. Bing Crosby, When Irish Eyes Are Singing. Jerry Lee Lewis, What's Made Milwaukee Famous. And Beautiful Dreamer, Anthony and the Sophomores. Those are how much, Chad? $6.99. Beautiful Dreamer, that was Anthony and the Sophomores. We got Jerry Lee Lewis. We got Bing Crosby. We got the Mavericks. We got Chet Atkins, the Carpenters, so to Wolverine. Baja Marimba Band, Herb Albert, Roger Miller, Roseanne Cash, and George Jones and Tammy Wynette. And Wolverine also wants Jerry Lee Lewis. You got it. Next handful. We got Ricky Van Shelton, From a Jack to a King. The Dales, I Want My Mama. Grand Funk Time Machine, earlier one there. Betty Everett, No, You're No Good. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Nice. Little Willie John in the King sleeve. Chuck Jackson, Motown promo. Nice. Herbie Hancock Chameleon. And Johnny and Jack, Sweet Baby. Decca, pink label. All right. And, of course, I set a few odd ones over there to the side. And this is a pretty cool deal. I'll go ahead and sell it for $6.99. Y'all been a good crowd. It's the Beatles, Help, and I'm Down, and it's still in the original cardboard store holder. How cool is that? $6.99 for the Beatles. All right, and the first thing was Carpenter sold, Jerry Lee Lewis sold, Wolverine on Let. So we had Johnny and Jack, Herbie Hancock, Chuck Jackson, Little Willie John, Pink Floyd, Betty Everett, Grand Funk, The Dales, and Ricky Van Shelton. So Wolverine's first comment was Let, but he meant Little Willie John. That's sold to him. Okay, and then Danny Thomason on Pink Floyd. That's sold to Danny Thomason. Another brick in the wall. Wolverine on the Motown, which was the promo here from Chuck Jackson, right? You want the Chuck Jackson Protown. And then Wolverine on B for Beatles. Then Chuck Haley, then Danny Thomason. And then Wolverine on the Dales. Okay, so I still got Ricky Van Shelton, Grand Funk, Betty Everett, Herbie Hancock, and Johnny and Jack. And let's start a new box. That one has been exhausted, meaning it's empty. Okay. Styx, Queen of Spades, and Too Much Time on My Hands. Uh-oh, let me make sure I have these on the A side. Okay, my bad. Styx, Too Much Time on My Hands. Maxine Nightingale, right back where we started from. Girls, Just Want to Have Fun. Time After Time, both by Cyndi Lauper. Air Supply, The One That You Love. Will to Power, Antisocial. Jump in the Saddle, The Curly Shuffle. Chris Isaak, Somebody's Crying. Southern Nights, Glenn Campbell. Queen, We Are the Champions. I Want to Fly Like an Eagle Till I'm Free. Fly like an eagle. Let my... Alrighty. So Carla Breckie on Styx, Too Much Time on My Hands. Wolverine on MN, which was Maxine Nightingale. Carla Breckie on Air Supply. And Wolverine on Glenn Campbell, Southern Nights. So that left Fly Like an Eagle, We Are the Champions, Chris Isaak, The Curly Shuffle, Will to Power, and then back-to-back Cyndi Laupers. I am running out of table space. And I'm going to go ahead and take this gigantic stack of sold singles over here before we have a major catastrophe. So let me go ahead and take these over here. I should have done it a long time ago. She's a Devil Woman. Cliff Richard, a classic. One Way, Give Me One More Chance. DJ Hollywood, Shock the House. Soul Train Gang, All My Life, I Want to Live With You. Bless the Rains, Down in Africa. Kansas, Play the Game Tonight. Kansas, People of the South Wind, another copy. Kansas Windows. KC, Give It Up. KC and the Sunshine Band, I Like to Do It. Dust in the Wind by Kansas. Boz Scaggs, We're All Alone. Blondie, Heart of Glass. The Tramps, Disco Inferno. Desmond Child and Rogue, Our Love Is Insane. The Beach Boys, Melody. Also, we have the Sherelle, Soldier Boy. I'm Your Boogie Man, KC. Kansas, Wheezing to Be. And boy, look at all the Kansas records. Kansas, Carry On My Wayward Son. Man, somebody can have a Kansas collection there. That's like a complete Kansas singles collection through their first couple albums, I think. So we had Kansas, we have KC, we got the Sherelle, So to Wolverine, we got the Beach Boys, Desmond Child, the Tramps, Blondie, Boz Scaggs, Kansas, KC, Kansas, Toto, So to Carla Breckie, Soul Train Gang, DJ Hollywood, We have One Way and Cliff Richard, Devil Woman. Kind of surprised no one got that one. Okay, moving right along. Next record, a classic, a great one. Sam Cooke, Chain Gang. We have Manhattan Transfer, Boy from New York City. Hold on Tight, ELO. Marshall Tucker, Change is Gonna Come. Eddie Murphy, Party All the Time. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. We have The Monkees, I'm a Believer. Double Image, Night Pulse. And Wonder Worm, Captain Sky. Those are all $6.99. First thing we have is Chuck Haley Wants the Beach Boys Melody. That was right here on this purple label. What happened to you, Beach Boys Melody? Right here. This is sold to Chuck Haley. Wolverine on Sam Cooke. Chain Gang, that's sold to him. And then Carla Breckie on MT for Marshall Tucker or Manhattan Transfer. Manhattan Transfer or Marshall Tucker, Carla. And then Monkees on Wolverine, I'm a Believer. And then Chuck Haley was next. So that left Captain Sky, Double Image, Elton John, Eddie Murphy, and ELO, Hold On Tight. Okay? And then we got 2 MTs pending for Carla. Next handful. Bum, 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 bum. She wants Manhattan Transfer, all right? So this is sold to Carla. And let's put that right there. All right, we got Do Your Thing, One Way with Al Hudson. The Shadows of Night, Oh Yeah. We have Joan Jett, Do You Want to Touch Me, Oh Yeah. Help, I Need Somebody, The Beatles. Let's Spend the Night Together. Look at that, Grease, Rolling Stones label. Wow. First Class, Both Sides of the Store. Gary Wright, Ooh, Dreamweaver. We have ABBA, SOS, and Pac-Man Fever by Buckner and Garcia. Pac-Man Fever by Buckner and Garcia. Nice. Okay, so Pac-Man Fever, ABBA, Dreamweaver, UK, The Rolling Stones, The Beatles, Joan Jett, Shadows of Night, and One Way featuring Al Hudson. And Chuck put Tease, apostrophe S. Tease is possessing something. He wants RS for Rolling Stones. Patty Whack, give that frog a loan. His man's a Rolling Stone. That's sold to Chuck Haley. I'm putting the Beatles over here. All right, next handful. The Shadows of Night was Oh Yeah and Light Bulb Blues. Oh Yeah and Light Bulb Blues. A classic here from the Raspberries. And that is Go All the Way. Lucy in the Sky of Diamonds, Elton John's cover. Chuck Berry, Little Marie. Climax Blues Band, Couldn't Get It Right. Foghat, Full for the City. Foghat, Stone Blue. Wings, I Feel Like Letting Go. The Animals, House of the Rising Sun. Stardust, Rishi label. War Cisco Kid. Chicago, I've been searching so long. Shadows of Night, sold to Wolverine. ABBA, Fernando, Berlin, Take My Breath Away from Top Gun. And we have the Doobie Brothers, Here I Love You, and The Circle, Do, 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 Red Rubber Ball. Those are all $6.99. Wolverine on CB for Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry Marie, that was sold to Wolverine. Carla Breckie on TA. And Carla Breckie on TA. And TA was for The Animals. Got it, The Animals. That was sold to Carla Breckie and Chuck Haley on W. And W for Chuck Haley was War or Wings. I bet it was Wings. I Feel Like Letting Go. And you gave me the answer. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. If that's not Wings, then let me know. Here we go. $6.99, $6.99. We got Swinging Medallions, Double Shot. Peter Gunn Theme, Henry Mancini. Jet Airliner, more Steve Miller Band. Layla, Derek and the Dominoes. Leave On by Elton John. Are you kidding? A Mono and Goodbye. I bet that's pretty pricey. I think it is. Give Me the Beat Boys and Free My Soul. I Want to Get Lost in Dobie Gray. Dire Straits, Walk of Life, and Let It Ride. Botman, Turner, Overdrive. $6.99 on all those. So what do we have first? BTO, Dire Straits, Dobie Gray, We got Dobie Gray sold to Wolverine. Elton John sold to Wolverine. Derek and the Dominoes sold to Wolverine. Still got Steve Miller, Henry Mancini, and Swinging Medallions. All right. Moving on. $6.99. I've got Thompson Twins, Dancing in Your Shoes. BTO Heartaches. Dire Straits, Sultans of Swing. Nice. Dire Straits, Industrial Disease. Nice. Doobie Brothers, One Step Closer. Nice. Doobie Brothers, What a Fool Believes. I couldn't hit my Michael McDonald note there. Naked Eyes, There's Always Something There to Remind Me. Utopia, Feet Don't Fail Me Now. Don Henley, I Can't Stand Still. Cheap Trick, This House is Rockin'. Hold the Line. Dun, 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 dun. That is Toto. Hold the Line. We got Toto. We got Cheap Trick, Don Henley. Whoa. We got Utopia. We got Naked Eyes. We got the Doobie Brothers. We got Dire Straits, BTO, and Thompson Twins. And Carla wants something to remind her. She wants the Naked Eyes. So to Carla Brecky. Did I get Doobie and Elton? Wolverine. You mean Dobie? You got Dobie Gray. Yeah, Dobie Gray and Elton. Yes. Sorry, I've been going really fast. I'm trying to finish this last box. Or we might get into another one. Who knows? Bobby Womack, California Dreamin'. First Class, Beach Baby. Wildfire, Michael Martin Murphey. Olivia Newton-John, Honestly Love You. Linda Ronstadt, All My Life. Walter Egan, Magnet and Steel. Cat Stevens, Morning Has Broken. Rod Stewart, You're in My Heart. And Paula Abdul, Straight Up. And Wolverine wants BW. So we got Paula Abdul, Rod Stewart, Cat Stevens, Walter Egan, Linda Ronstadt, Olivia Newton-John, Michael Martin Murphey, Beach Baby, and Bobby Womack. So to Wolverine. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I want to get lost in your rock and roll. And Chad's going to have to go get some Whataburger. Whataburger. Give me some fries and a large Diet Coke. Wrapped Around Your Finger, The Police, Every Breath You Take. Nick Lowe, Cruel to Be Kind. We have the Fabulous Thunderbirds, Powerful Stuff, and Tutti Frutti. We've only just begun. That's true. Over here, we have Alabama, Song of the South. We have Eddie Money, Where's the Party? Dancing in the End Zone. And Elton John, Healing Hands. Ricky Skaggs, Lord, She Sure Is Good at Loving Me. Bobby McFerrin, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Expose, Seasons Change. Pretty Poison, Catch Me I'm Falling. Hello, It's Me. Todd Rundgren. Commodores, Once, Twice, Three Times a Lady. Henry Gross. Shannon. Henry Gross. My mom said no. Julie Williams is on the chat, everybody. Hi, Mom. Hello, Mother. I'm selling records, okay? And I'm sorry, but I am going to Whataburger after this. I'm getting a big double cheeseburger, plain and dry, with that spicy ketchup, and I'm going to dump it in the ketchup. I'm going to get a big fry, a large Diet Coke, and maybe even a brownie. And then I'm going to eat that and pass out here on the counter and wake up at 6 a.m. and get back to work. We have Henry Gross, Commodores, as featured in Seinfeld. That's when Newman was using his mail truck to haul fish, and he ran over the sewing machine, and Kramer had dumped paint thinner all over the road, and it blew up his mail truck, and he caught on fire. We have Todd Rundgren, Hello, It's Me. Pretty Poison, Expose, Bobby McFerrin, Ricky Skaggs, Elton John, Eddie Money, Alabama, so did Danny Thomason, The Carpenters, Fabulous Thunderbirds, Nick Lowe, and The Police. Yuck, the Whataburger? Well, what else am I going to eat? You didn't bring me any food. There's no food in this store. There's just a bunch of chips up here and dip, a bunch of carrots. I've been selling records for 10 hours straight. My head hurts. I'm hungry. I'm sore. And we got Iron Butterfly, Inagata Davida. Burton Cummings, Stand Tall. England Dan and John Ford Coley, I'd really love to see you tonight. What a song. My Love is Alive, Gary Wright. Andrew True Connection, more. That's what I'm going to be saying at the drive-thru at Whataburger, more. The Temptation, Superstar, Remember How You Got Where You Are. Elvis Presley, Are You Lonesome Tonight? To Everything, Turn. There is a season, turn. Elton John, I live and breathe that Philadelphia freedom. ABBA, Knowing Me, Knowing You, and The Unicorn by the Irish Rovers. Salad, yuck. Salad, ugh. England Dan, So to Wolverine. Wolverine also gets The Temptations. And we got Danny Thomason on Iron Butterfly. Troy Robinson on Expose. That was from the previous stack. Let's find here. Hello, it's me. Expose, that's sort of Troy Robinson. And Susie on GW. And GW was Gary Wright. Love is Alive. Still got the Irish Rovers, ABBA, Elton John, The Byrds, Elvis, Andrew True, and Burton Cummings. All right, and we've got about 2 more handfuls left in this box. And then we'll have to take a vote if we go for another 2 hours. Because if we go any more, it's not going to be 1 hour, it's going to be 2 more hours. We have Cher, Starting Over, Belinda Carlisle, Shades of Michelangelo, Billy Joel, We Didn't Start the Fire. We Didn't Start the Fire. Dave Edmonds, Do You Want to Dance? Don't Look Back, Boston. Aerosmith, Uncle Salty, and Walk This Way. Joe Jackson, Stepping Out. Journey, Send Her My Love. Rock the Casbah, The Clash. Charlie Daniels, Still in Saigon. And Strawberry Alarm Clock, Good Morning Starshine. Wow. What's Otis doing, Julie? Julie, you still on the chat? What's Otis doing? They're watching Otis this weekend. I'm kind of jealous. I thought I was going to get to. But evidently they said I was irresponsible. Okay. Carla Brecchi on B, JJ, J, BJ, and Sack. All right, so we know Strawberry Alarm Clock goes to Wolverine. Charlie Daniels, The Clash. Journey, Joe Jackson, Aerosmith, Boston, Dave Edmonds, Billy Joe, Belinda Carlisle, and Cher. All right, so I've already pulled Strawberry Alarm Clock. B for Carla was Boston, Don't Look Back, right? And then she put JJ for Joe Jackson. And then Danny put BJ for Billy Joel. And then Carla, you put another J. If that's nothing, no, I bet J's for Journey. So she got Joe Jackson and Journey. Danny got Billy Joe. Carla also got Boston. Then Wolverine got Strawberry Alarm Clock. And Danny Thomason on Charlie Daniels. Okay? So we still got Cher, Belinda Carlisle, Dave Edmonds, Aerosmith, and The Clash. Rock the Casbah. Janet Jackson, Pretty Boy. Billy Joel, this is Keeping the Faith. Billy Joe, You're Only Human. Billy Joe, I Go to Extremes. And Quarter Flash, Harden My Heart. Folks, there's still 1, 2 more boxes. And John said he's going to have more tomorrow. I better stop right there. I got to find food and shelter and clothing. Okay? This is not only the latest I've gone in a long time, but it's possibly the longest I've ever went. Because I've went sometimes maybe this late, but I started at like 7. So we've been going for 9 hours and 8 minutes. Non-stop. I have had 2 monsters. Well, since I've been inside this building, I've had 2 Diet Cokes, 2 monsters, and 3 bottles of water. I've not had a bathroom break. I have not had anything to eat in 10 hours. And I'm going to stop. And there's more tomorrow. Guess what? I do this every day. So I usually don't try to, except maybe every once in a while on the weekends. But I've learned to stop because guess what? We're going to do this again tomorrow. Quarter Flash is so to Susie. And, yeah, I got to go get some food. when you're doing a walkthrough, 24-hour stream. That is not this Sunday, but next Sunday. See, I did 9 hours like that. And all I need is some food, and I'd be ready to go some more. I just need to use the bathroom and eat something. So probably next Sunday, we're going to be walking through the store, and we're going to be doing stuff like this. And we got to find Janet Jackson. It is Pretty Boy and Let's Wait a While. So, all right. And the record selling continues here at Coletco. I don't know how many 45s we're up to this week, but it's a lot. It is a lot. And plus, we've sold tonight 4 more stacks. So I'm going to have some angry operators. Our operations center is going to be like, dude, do y'all know that Chad went 9 hours last night? And it's not like it was slow. He's pretty much sold nonstop for 9 hours. And the operation people is going to be like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. Anybody have any last request? Come on, John Barry. Jim B's still watching. Jim, you let a few slip through your fingers. I know for sure some of these that we've sold tonight are $30 to $50 records. I could go back right now and pick them out. There's some still in these stacks that didn't get claimed. And there's a lot of $10 and $20 ones too. But the easiest way for us to do it is $6.99. That's the easiest way for us to do it. It's fair for everybody. Anybody else? I've been working in the background. Well, there's 53 people watching again. So there's a lot of people observing, being a little quiet. But if you are, welcome to Coletco Late Night. We've just did a blitz on 45 sales. And we'll do it again tomorrow. I'll try to start tomorrow between 5 and 6. Probably closer to 6. We got new auctions. We're going to have vintage. We're going to have best offer. We'll do half off crates and bundles because I have a feeling since John Barry started to order. Uh-oh, what's that sound? Santa Claus is right around the corner. Uh-oh. Might start doing something special every night. Some kind of surprise. Did y'all hear that? And all the kids get excited because what did they hear? Listen. Listen to this carefully. Uh-oh. What could be coming to Coletco? You mean today? Yeah, I'll be back in 12 hours. No. Is it that long? Wait a minute. 12 hours from now would be 3:30. Golly, I got a lot of work to do between now and then. Oh my gosh, 3:36, 4. Yeah, I've lost my gym time. I've lost my break time. I've lost my food time. Uh-oh. What could be coming to Coletco? Did y'all hear that? Let's do that one more time. Whoa. That's exciting. What was I saying? Yeah, 12. I'll be back in 14 hours. All right. Oh. Mom, do you want to drive to my house and cook me breakfast? I'll pay you $150. If you wake up and drive right now, Julie, to Lebanon, to my house, bring all the stuff with you. I'll give you $150 to cook me breakfast. I want fried potatoes, sausage, not links. I want the real patties. I want eggs, and I want chocolate gravy and biscuits. I'll give you $150. Hey, my brother's on here too. This is a family reunion. Nathan's on here too. Nathan, I'm offering Mom $150 cash to come to my house and cook sausage, fried potatoes, eggs scrambled, chocolate gravy and biscuits. $150. I'll pay you cash. I'm awake. You drive up here. There's no way. I'd get stuck. I'd fall asleep, and I've got to be here at Lebanon so I can get ready and come back here. It's impossible. Plus, I'd be up there with Otis playing. Everybody be awake. I'd never go to sleep. She's got my lunch ready now. What? How come he's already got lunch? See, guys, for anybody that's still watching, I'm at the bottom of the list. Okay, I'm the third child in this family, and I always get put last. It is honestly pretty sad. It's really sad. They've put me at the bottom of the totem pole on especially food. I have to literally pay my mother to cook. How sad is that? I have to pay her absorbent amount of monies, $250, $500 sometimes a time for her to come up here and chef. I pay her $300, $400, $500 a lick to come up here and chef for me. And then somehow my brother shows up and he gets it for free. I don't know what's going on. I'm missing something. Maybe I was adopted. CAC, no gym for me. No gym for me. I'm out. I've ran out of time. I have like 5 more hours of work to do before I can even think about bed. Before I can even think about bed, I got a lot of work to do. I'm about to CAC here at the store. Chocolate gravy? Well, Chuck, for $1,000, Julie will fly down and cook chocolate gravy. She'll fly down to New Orleans, down there to Louisiana, and cook you chocolate gravy. $1,000 plus full expense paid. She's not cheap. That's not true. Everybody knows it. Stop lying. I guess I'm going to Whataburger. I can't convince Mom to come cook breakfast. She would be disappointed in my kitchen right now. My kitchen's a mess. My house is a disaster. No, my kitchen's in pretty good shape right now. I'm crossing my fingers as I say that. Okay, everybody done? Everybody's finished? Good night. And I'm about to end this feed. I got to send Tanner pictures of what we sold, and he's probably going to send it to whoever's coming in tomorrow to tag. We got to get some people tagging this stuff. They got to rewatch all this. They're going to be so mad at me. They have it timed out to where it's like down to a science. Down to a science. Okay. All right, I'm done. Thank y'all. Good night, and I'll be back in about 5 hours. Okay. No.